Let's talk about two other methods which are call and apply, which are in JavaScript, which are like available to all the functions. And I want to like show you where are they and what they do. So let's create an object, just rpj, and I'm gonna say num to be 3, and I'm gonna add an increment method to it as well. So this would be a function, and this would increase the num to be plus plus. Okay, and I'm gonna create another object, const other obj is equal to, and this would do is this would have also num, and this would be something like 15. And then I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to access the obj.num. Okay, I'm gonna console log obj.num. So I'm gonna this would go to obj and dot num, and it should print out 3. So let's check it out. The 3 is printed, and I'm Zaid is printed from the previous lesson, which I didn't like comment it out for now. Let's comment it out. Okay, now it's only 3. And then I'm gonna do is access. I'm gonna call the like first increment function. This would increase the number by 1. Okay, so I'm gonna do is obj dot increment. So this would go to obj, then it could increase its value by 1, this dot num plus plus, because this always refers to the current object or the object which is on the left side of that. Okay, so on the left side it is obj, so it's gonna increase the value of this num, if that makes sense. So it is gonna be now 4, and it's now, if check it in browser, it would be 4. So let's do one more thing, that is I'm gonna access now the other object. I'm gonna access the other object, other rpj dot num. Okay, so it would give me the 15. And I'm gonna do now one more thing. I'm gonna now explain the concept of call or apply. So they both like works similar. There is only a slight difference that I'm gonna explain in a moment. And so I'm gonna do is obj dot increment. I'm gonna call the increment on obj, which is already like now 4. Okay, I'm gonna call obj dot increment, and I'm gonna add in call to this, and I'm gonna pass in other obj to it. Okay, so let's print it out again. Okay, so let's check it in browser what happened. Obj dot increment is an error. Obj dot increment. So there was a parenthesis error. And the thing is, with the call, you know, without the call, what happens is, like, if I use the increment method, it would like increment the 1, like it would go to this method, and this would increase num plus plus, this dot num plus plus would increase whatever is on the left side of this, and it would increase this. And what happens with the call is, like, whatever I add, when I add the call method to this, so whatever I pass argument to this call, so it's gonna do is, it's gonna, instead of calling this dot num plus plus to whatever is on the left side, it's gonna apply this dot num plus plus to whatever I pass in as an argument to the call, if that makes sense. Instead of calling this dot num plus plus on whatever is on the left side, it's gonna call this dot num plus plus whatever is passed in as an argument to the call. So it was like 15 before, like, and when I called it over here, and then when I called it again after executing this statement on 130, so our num like increased by 1. And apply also works the same way. If I like use apply, it would work the same way. I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it, so it would be now 17. So it's now 17. The difference is, like, if increment function that is over here that have some parameters. So with the call I would do is like I pass in the arguments as like comma, and with the apply the difference is just like we pass the arguments as like in a scale of an array. Okay, so this one is over here, like applies over here, and this call is over here in the prototype function of this increment function. Okay, so these functions are present over here and they are getting accessed by the proto linking, which I already explained to you. That's it for this video. In next video I'm gonna like cover the subclassing with the new keyword.